No, it wasn't peanut related. Hello, good evening. How are you? I hope you're well. We are launching a brand new one-day special. Hayley's with us as well.
We'd just like to have a little chat.
Yes,
while
it was
we're
about
waiting.
medical things, the peanuts. Okay. Hayley's allergic to peanuts.
Yes.
If you wanted to know. Anyway, it's great to have your company. It's great to have your company.
Thank you.
Which means we've got some fantastic fabrics lined up in the show. A one-day special we always launch at 6 o'clock here on Hochanda, and it goes all the way through until 6 o'clock the following evening, stock depending. Now, if you're thinking about creating a brand new project, we've got some lovely quilt sets for you. Let's talk through the one-day special. Your details are on the screen. £24.99, saving £12.50. It's a great price, and you've got some choices as well.
You have. So essentially you've got 3 different colourways within this. So you've got your duck egg version down here. You've got your pink and green, and what says, they say pink, green and brown, but it's more of a kind of a
mocha
sagey, mockery. It's not brown.
No. Do you mean the background colour just
kind of
here?
Background colour.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So it's like a sagey mocha.
It's not a great word for it, but the best word for it is kind of sludge. It's that kind of colour. It's not a great word, but it's that kind of colour.
It is nice. It goes with the pink.
And it's not green, but it works beautifully with those pinks. It really makes those pinks stand out. So what you're getting in the kit is you are getting 5 half meters of those feature kind of Fabric Freedom collections. This is a brand new collection. It's not due out until January. Okay. And what you're getting in there is you're getting, always with a Fabric Freedom, you get your feature fabric. Now that's the one with the kind of usually the biggest design on. And then you've got elements within there that you'll find echoed throughout all the other ones. So if I just bring this one to the side, you can see those kind of rose type flowers and in those same pinky colours. So they work beautifully with them. If I go and get the next one, you've got those smaller roses that you can see within there, right in there. And then you've got those smaller kind of ditzy flowers, which you can see on the top of there. And you can also see them a bit similar to this little one down here as well. I could have picked that one that was a bit closer. Never mind.
Look at the little bees on there.
Yeah, there are tiny bees in there as well. And the last one that you've got is just, it's a bit like a kind of shadow print where you've got the light and the dark on there. And it's exactly those same 2 colours as within there. So you see everything coordinates beautifully.
I do like these fabrics, Hayley.
3, they're quite kind of vintagey, classic looks to them. The actual collection is called Granny's Garden.
Yes.
And that's the brown and green option.
Okay.
Not so brown. This is the duck egg option. Duck egg and cream. So the duck egg and cream. It's much lighter, and then you've got the pink and green option as well, and you are getting a pattern in with this, and these are about quarter size quilts. Okay. Now we'll say in this collection there is just half a metre of each. Shall we maybe just get that out of the way for a second? In this collection that you've got, you're only getting, well, you're getting half a metre of each. Now, if you want to make the whole quilt, then you can see there are some slightly different bits and pieces in there. You'll still get the pattern, so you can substitute them out for either bits that you've got in your stash, or you can, substitute them out for other bits and pieces. But this is kind of the pattern that you can create. You will get the pattern in there, but it doesn't correspond exactly to the quantities of fabric that you get. So it's designed to give you a starting point and from you to go from there. So that's the green and brown option.
Oh, okay. Show another one. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I like the backing fabric that we have on these quilts, well, just bear with us because we do have some lovely fabrics available as well on a pick and mix. That is really nice. I do like that. I do like that.
We've got all of these extra fabrics, so everything else that you can see within here, we've got on the show. So you can kind of pick and choose as much or as little of those as you want to coordinate with it.
Now, this is your one-day special, £24.99. It's a great price. It really is. It's the right price, isn't it? Especially at this time of year when we're thinking about new projects. We've probably spent out a little bit buying presents. This can be your present to you.
Well, I think these two have a really kind of spring feel, and then this one's got a slightly more kind of autumnal feel, but the more white you put in it, like the one that I've got there, the kind of more it lifts it and the more kind of summery it looks.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can play around with these and get them to look the way you want to make them look.
Right, well, talking about playing around with things, we have got some more collections for you that might want to add to your basket as well. No, I wasn't going to play around with you.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go over there and put these back, and then I'll come back.
Okay.
Do some numbers.
And I'm going to go over here because I want to tell you about the complete quilt kit. Oh, I knew I was going to have difficulty saying that.
You're either going to get a quilt kit or a quilt kit. Which would you prefer?
Yes, this is the complete
quilt
kit. It's the same as the one day special, but you do get the waffle weave and you also get the backing as well.
So in those samples that we showed you, you could see in there, I pointed out that waffle weave in the one that we saw before. So you're actually getting that within there, and you're getting all of that additional weight to make it exactly the same. You have exactly the amount of fabric you need, or a little bit more than you need, to make that exact quilt kit that's on the pattern.
So the pattern comes included, and if you want everything to build and create that fabulous kit, then here it is, £84.99, saving £27. And you do have options, so let's run through the options for you. The first one right here, it's the same as the one day special. You've got your duck and you've got the cream. Remember, this includes your waffle weave and also the backing as well. Then you've got beautiful colours in there. You've got the pink and green, also with the waffle weave.
Now, the white that you get with it, that you can see at the bottom there, that's not actually a backing. If you have just a quick look at that one.
Sorry, for the front.
Yes. You can see this. You can see absolutely everything you need to create that topper. And then we've got some fabrics on a by the meter or a pick and mix that you can use to create the backing for it. And the quilt that you're going to make, can I just borrow that for a second?
Yes.
If you have a look there, you can see there's 4 of those squares or diamonds going across the top and 4 going down the side. So what you've got here is a quarter size quilt.
So this is a quarter of the quilt you're going to make? This is a quarter
of the quilt that you can make with that bundle. So you can either make 4 small ones, you could make 2 longish ones, maybe you've got you know, single beds and you want bed runners for them. It doesn't necessarily need to go in that square format, remember. You could have a really, really long one. So if you've got a double bed or a king-size bed, you could make a runner that went all the way along. Now,
already 10% of the green and brown option has gone. I think that is an excellent idea, making 4 quilts, especially if you've got different members of the family that you want to make a quilt for.
That's what you can do with your leftovers.
And that's what you can do with the leftovers. So 4 quilts and a bag that you could perhaps deliver one of the quilts in if you fold it up. Or you can make one big quilt if you wish.
You could quag it. You could make it into a quilt that's a bag.
Or you could make it into a quillo or a quag. Oh, the list is endless. 931280, but it's a stock endless. I don't think it is. We are busy for, which one are we busy for? The green and the green and the brown. Right, can I mention the happy hour deal that we've got? It's just on the chair over there, Hayley.
Oh, yes.
Right, so just for this hour, we have got a happy hour. We've got 2 options for you. There's a large print or a small print.
It doesn't really go, I will say. It's not something you'd maybe want to mix in with the granny's garden, but it definitely has impact. Now, this is on a canvas weight cotton, and this is your large print. But if you've seen the pens that we've had on recently that you can colour onto fabric and then iron to fix them, this is a great way to do it because you can fussy cut all of those out. So maybe if you're making bags and things, you can cut those out and kind of applique them on as little kind of patches randomly, so you can make this go an awful long way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's the large print. We've also got the small print.
You know when it smells like ink and when it smells like new fabric?
Yeah, so colouring in this is going to be a lot of fun because you've got the smaller print to work with. So maybe you've got some people coming over and staying over Christmas, the kids, the grandkids, for example, or even the big kids. They're all going to have good fun colouring in this. Zap, pow, boom, whack.
It's all like those, you know, the old Batman that used to be on. It's all of kind of
No, don't remember that. No, I do. Sorry. Terrible joke. Terrible.
Terrible.
Holy! Oh no, I best not say that.
Stick to the numbers.
Yes, I will. I will.
I went to see that car, you know. We went to go and see the man who made it. What was his name? George Barris.
Yes.
We were
Did you see the car?
We did see the car.
Did
you? Not the Dukes of Hazzard one. the Munstermobile.
Oh, right.
And saw that as well. The same man who made all of those cars for the movies.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's good, yeah.
It is very good. Right, shall we move back to the fabric now, because we're proving to be very busy.
Now you've got lots.
Yes, you've got lots of options here. This is to help you build and create that quilt. So you could use these as backing fabrics, or let's face it, you can use it for anything, can't you?
Yes, yes, you can. So what we've got here are all of those different elements from all of the different options, and you can pick and choose what you want. So if you maybe had the one-day special kit where there was only half a metre of everything, but you wanted to add in some more to make the backing, the binding, the edging, anything you like, then you can get those individual ones here to top up either of those other kits.
Now you've got a choice here. You can see on the website the different choices, or you can give the call centre a call. These are 100% cotton and they are 1 metre. I'll tell you something, if you want to get more than one of these, will they cut it into a continuous length?
Yes, this is all cut as a continuous piece.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Yes, I like quilts, but I'm thinking shirts. Just going off on a tangent here.
I mean, it's a nice heavy enough weight to be able to do that. It is all quilting cotton weight.
Fabrics are beautiful, Hayley. They really, really are. If you want to go for any of these, you can add them to your basket if you're going for the one-day special or the one-day special full kit. And remember, you can divide the cost as well if your basket comes to £60 or more. Now, the full quilt, do we have a flexi-buy payment on that? Well, if you are adding any of this to your full quilt kit,
there's enough
then you can
in the
divide
full
the cost.
quilt kit to give you that topper, because we obviously showed you the extra bit as well. If you didn't want to make it as big as that, then yes, there'd be enough to kind of do front and back of 2 of those smaller sized ones that we showed you.
Love that. Head to the website, see all the different options for you. Only £12.99, saving £3. Right, let's talk about birds. Let's talk about the 2 options that we've got available for you. Sorry, I'm behind the tree. I'll hold it at the side there. Okay. These are lovely pieces of fabric, but they make and create these lovely hanging birds.
So these are little kits that Fabric Freedom have put together. Oh, there's a load of beads wobbling about on this one. Hang on. Well, there's now more beads on there than there should be, but otherwise I'm going to lose them. There we go. You are getting 6 pieces of fabric. You're also getting the instructions and the templates as well, which you can see up the top. And there's 2 different sets here. So you've got a cotton set, which is in a variety of different prints. You're getting the beads in both, you're getting the ribbons and the stuffing in both. But the other set that you've got there is tartans.
Now, with the pattern, I'm just going to place this tree back down, probably hide myself behind it again.
I'll lean over, you can join in.
But these are lovely. If you filled these with lavender, for example, they'd be gorgeous for hanging up in your wardrobe.
Absolutely.
Or just door hangings, for example.
Just decorative. There's enough, I would say, in here to make a minimum of 6.
Really?
There's quite a lot of fabric in
How
here.
about a little pin cushion?
Yeah, you could make pin cushions from them. You could, if there's 6, you can make them as a little string of bunting.
Oh, that'd be nice. They're so sweet, they really are. So everything you need in the kit, you've got the beads for the eyes. And then you've got the fabric. You've also got
the ribbon to hang them. That's the only thing I would say you're going to kind of possibly need a little bit more of if you do multiples is ribbon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect. And oh, what's this inside the wadding? So we'll hide that. We'll hide that. Not allowed to show it.
No, I know. Well, that's why we were just hiding it randomly.
We're not allowed to show that, so I'll take that away.
I'll hide it.
Right, hide it. OK, we're moving on. We've got a calendar for you. And of course, calendar kits, very popular at the moment because we're heading into the new year.
You are going to get this before Christmas. You are going to get this before Christmas.
Just to clarify, Hayley wasn't laughing at the fact you might not get it before Christmas. She was laughing at the fact that she was hiding behind the tree.
This is where we got to.
So she was very serious when she said you would get this before Christmas.
You definitely will get this before Christmas. The hilarity was in the tree. In the tree.
Just so you know. Right, so with this kit.
OK, you are getting your printed panel. You are getting your batting to go in the centre. You are getting your backing fabric, which is the pink one there, and you're getting another piece of printed fabric to create the pocket. Because if I just move this off the bottom, you see the space there to add 2 pockets. So if you wanted to put like a shopping list, maybe a pen, maybe a few bits and pieces to kind of use with the calendar, then you have them.
I think that's lovely. It is. It's
alternative.
It's a lovely little gift for somebody, including yourself. £11.99, saving £3 on that. This is Fabric Freedom Bits and Bobs calendar kit. Love it. 482813. See, I can't really do the numbers at all. That's your item number. Add this to your basket if you want to. Let's have a look at that pick and mix.
You have to do them.
Pardon?
I've not had the training. You'll have to do them.
I know. Neither have I. Let's have a look at the pick and mix on the website. You can get any two for £9.99. These are ½ meters and it's a pick and mix on any two and they're 100% cotton. These would go lovely with the one day special or any other projects that you've got lined up. So we've got ice pink, ivory, we've got parchment colour, always a really nice colour to work with. We've got the peach, we've got the aqua, we've got the pistachio, we've got the skin, we've got the antique, and we've got the cayenne. Sorry, it looked like Cavine because the monitor had put it down. There you go, cayenne. And you've got your whites to choose from. And you can choose any two for £9.99. There you go. Now, as ever, if you have any questions for Hayley and you would like to email in, you're more than welcome to do so, or you can leave a message on Facebook. So it's always nice to get your questions in the show, or show us any inspirations that you've made and created. It's always good to share. It's always good to share.
Okay.
So that is your pick and mix. And remember, you can pick and mix any two items.
Okie dokie. So what we're going to have a look at as well is, because these are already on the table, Fabric Freedom have done a few little quite fun digital prints, just as kind of mini projects to kind of get you into sewing.
These are lovely.
So these are really, really sweet. This is one of the prints that I've got here.
And this one is the...
well, that's a good question, because a lot of them have the same bits and pieces on. So this is one that you're going to find a lot easier to have a look at on the web to differentiate which is which. Because the one that I know is definitely different is this one here, which will make the bolster style cushion, the longer, thinner cushion, which is that one. Okay. And then you've got the one that's got the heart on there, but you can see they do all... Sorry,
I just need to take that iron up because it was... There you go, sorry. We'll talk about the iron in a minute. That is beautiful.
So they've all got similar kind of inspiration on them. So you'll see the hummingbirds, you'll see the butterflies quite a lot as well.
That's lovely. £10.99. That is gorgeous. And then there's another one.
And this one's got the pink background, much smaller print on this one. And you can see that one's got a kind of circle.
This is the hummingbird floral. Isn't that absolutely stunning? And that would make a really nice centerpiece to a cushion, or maybe something like a tablecloth or something.
Well, anything like that. You've got a good kind of starting point here. So if you wanted to make it a feature block on a quilt, if you wanted to make it into a bag, into a cushion, I mean, even the feature on the back of a jacket or something, you absolutely could.
Lovely, lovely.
So if you could just do me a little favour and just press that to get that crease out, because I actually want to press it onto this piece of batting. The batting is a polyester, so we don't want it to go too far off the edge because we don't want to scorch the polyester backing. But if you can just kind of press that onto there, that'll give it a little tiny bit of grip.
And I'm using this rather nice fancy iron.
This is the Aliso iron.
This is the Aliso iron, and it's back in stock. So I'm going to touch that. But then
so if this iron has been designed specifically for sewers and quilters. So what it does is, as you're ironing, it's fine, it sits down and it's got a huge amount of steam, it's got a huge amount of power. It's a 200-watt iron.
It's gliding beautifully.
It's got some sneaky features, one of which is that you saw there, where as soon as you take your hand off, it pops out little feet and then it's a scorch guard, basically. It
so that's
stops
not burning the
your
fabric.
Yep. It means you don't have to stand it up on its end all the time, which is taking a lot of pressure off shoulders, wrists, elbows when you're doing a lot of little bits of ironing, and especially when you're doing something like a quilt where you don't want to have to keep turning the iron on and off. And I mean, the number of people I know, including myself, who've done it, who've left the iron on and not realised.
Do you know what? I've done it as well.
And come back and thought, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that hadn't been a lot worse.
Well, how many conversations do you have when you're going out in the car? Did you turn the iron off? Did you turn the iron off? Oh, I'm not sure. Should we go back? Oh, okay. And then you go back and you have turned it off, or you go back and you haven't turned it off, and thank goodness you did go back.
What this will do is if it doesn't kind of detect a hand on those sensors, so there's a sensor on the top and there's a sensor on the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. So if it doesn't detect anything on there, it will automatically pop on its feet, and if it spends more than 8 minutes where it hasn't been activated, it will turn itself off.
Perfect. Right,
completely.
that's that ironed. That's that up. So I'm not going to burn the iron, so I'm good. I can keep the iron on if I want to, and let you continue with your work.
Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of free motion on here, but before we start, the everything comes complete in this kit, so you are getting that piece of batting with it, you're getting the printed panel, and you're also getting, oh, let me just get this out from in here. There you go. It's a good sized fat quarter. I would say it's a little bit bigger than a fat quarter of coordinating fabric to go with it. Now these are the fabrics, this type of fabric, it's what Fabric Freedom call their K35 Quilting Cotton.
Okay.
So you can get exactly the same weight in a whole stack of colours, which are just behind you there.
Shall I get
Janice?
them?
They're the ones that you did on the
I'm just going to stand up and get them
on the website, because if you wanted to maybe put a different backing, or you wanted to add a few different colours and maybe patchwork around the outside, you absolutely could. And all of the colours that we've chosen and brought to you today coordinate beautifully with both the one day special and these little panels that we have.
Oh, they certainly do. We've got some lovely colours there, and they are available on that pick and mix. You can pick and mix any two for $9.99. I think I might give them an iron whilst I'm here. If you carry on with that, I'll carry on with my ironing.
You crack on. So what I've done first is I've just set this, because I'm not going to fill this with pins, I've just set the machine to a really wide stitch. So it's just a normal straight stitch, but I've set it to 5 millimeters. What I'm essentially going to do is kind of do a little bit of a grid on here, just to tack the fabric to the backing, so it doesn't slip about as much when I'm doing some free motion.
Okay.
You can put tons of pins in, you can you know, spray mount it on there. I just find that this is quite a quick and easy way to work until you snap your thread. Oh, poop.
I'm going to give you a reminder of the quilt.
That's a good idea.
Whilst we rethread that needle. So the full complete quilt kit. I don't know why I'm finding it, the full kit. We're busy for that. We're busy for that. Here it is. And it will make that quilt. Do we know the measurements of the quilt, Hayley?
It's about 4 times the little one that we've got there. So I think, don't quote me, I'll have to double check, but I think it's about 2 meters square.
2 meters square. We'll give that a measure later on. You've got some colour options though. This is your pink and the green. 2 payments of £42 and 50 pence. My word, think about what you would pay to buy a quilt of that size. Have a think about that when you're going through your different options you might want to. I do like this option, I really do. Well, nearly 20% of the stock of that particular option has gone. That is your green and brown. And then you've got your duck and your cream, which I think is a lovely quilt heading into the spring. Again, have a think about how much quilts are to buy. Maybe you've been doing that as a Christmas present for somebody. Here's your chance to make and create one, or it could be a project heading into the new year. Now, everything that you buy today, we're guaranteeing delivery for Christmas.
Yes.
Up until midnight tonight. So it's a good idea to get it into your basket so you can check on out.
So I've got the last row to put in here, and then once I've gone up and down, left and right, then I will just go down and kind of pin these edges down as well. So if we just have a quick look at what I've done there. All this is to do is, if I'm doing a lot of work in one particular area, what will sometimes happen is either the fabric itself or the backing on the back will kind of push itself up into a bit of a bunch, and you might get little nips and tucks. But by doing that, it's going to secure all of those pieces, so you're working in smaller areas. These are big old stitches, so once I've done, I can just ping those straight out, and they're not going to affect anything that I've got on the front. So I'm just going to swap over this foot, if I brought the right one with me.
Now these panels are very easy to make a cushion out of, aren't they?
You're having a nice little lie in there.
I am. I'm having a nice little line. But the actual panels that we've got make such a delightful cushion.
It's a nice kind of, it's either a nice starter project, or it's a nice project to kind of to have a little bit of a play with. So if you've maybe just got a machine that's can do embroidery, or you've just got a machine that, or you want to try out free motion, this is a really nice way to do it, because you've got a starting point. It doesn't have that kind of blank canvas, terrifying feel of, you know, absolutely, you know, where on earth do I start? How do I get going with this? It's got something there to help you out, and you could do as much or as little as you wanted to it.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do some really dense stitching and colour in the hummingbirds completely, then absolutely you could. If you didn't want to do that and you just wanted to put some outlines on, it's great practice. And then once you're finished, you've got a beautifully kind of embroidered cushion to go with.
I do like the way they all match. They do. So if you wanted to go for
you can
more
use
than
them all
one,
together.
they do match. You could have one side of the cushion and one design the other side of the cushion. They're only £10.99. Absolutely delightful. I really do love these. Now I need to tell you about the full quilt kit. I'm going to call it the full kit. That might be better. What I'd like to do, I'm going to move that out of the way.
Pop that down.
It's this one, isn't it, Hayley? Let me just
so
lift
this is a
up.
quarter.
This is a quarter of what you're going to
what
make.
you're getting.
I'll throw it across the
And
table.
what you're
Well,
getting
not throw
is you're
it.
getting the full kit to make one that is 4 times this size.
Do you know what? I feel like I'm doing this show on a train. You
Sorry.
know, I've only got so much
Hang
space.
on, I'm just gonna see how big it is. Just
Okay.
bear with.
Can you measure that?
It's about a metre. Yeah.
So the full
Yes,
quilt
so the
will
full
be-
quilt will be around about the 2 metre mark. Obviously, there's only one bit of binding and edging round here. So I would say minimum 180 centimetres. But if you think about double duvet,
yes,
then that's kind of the size you're heading towards.
I like the idea of making 4 quilts, especially, you know, for your members of your family. Maybe you've got 2 sons and 2 daughters, for example. This could be for the whole family. It could be for your sisters, your nieces, your nephews. It's lovely. So either make the large quilts, and again, I think the value for money is exceptional. 2 payments of £42.50, and this is going to get to you in time for Christmas. You're saving £27 on that price. How long do you think it would take, Hayley? I know how long's a piece of string.
Yeah, it is how long. It depends on how many hours you put into it. I mean, you may have things that will save you a little bit of time, like dies that cut the fabrics out for you. If not, you're cutting everything by hand, then I would probably say you're into a good kind of 2 weeks worth of project minimum there, if you're doing it on, you know, a bit on a daily basis. And that's a little bit on a daily basis. If you kind of cut it all up and went at it hammer and tongs, then yeah, you could probably get it done in a week.
Well, do you know what? That's such a lovely project to have, isn't it? The other side of Christmas, when it kind of gets into that really dull area of you know, you need a little bit of inspiration. This could be your inspiration.
Maybe you've dropped hints for a sewing machine for Christmas. Ooh. And you're looking for your first project. Now, there's nothing
that's a good idea.
Hugely complex in here. It's all straight lines that you're sewing in here, and what you'll notice with a lot of the Fabric Freedom projects, it's one block. So you're doing one block, and then you're repeating it over and over again. So there's nothing outrageously complex in there. There's nothing that's unachievable for a beginner, or if you're more advanced, then you can go ahead and have a lot more fun with the kind of the finishing and the other aspects of the quilting.
I do like this weave, this fabric that's in here,
the kind of waffle weave one. It's got that kind of
really
linen look without kind of being rough, and it's exactly the same weight as all of your other cottons that are in there, and it is included in the kit for you.
It certainly is. Remember, with the kit you've got 3 different options, and that will also correspond to that waffle weave as well. So 3 different options in the full quilt kit. The one I've got here is the duck, egg and cream. You've also got the pink and green, or the green and brown. Head to the website to see details for all of those kits. What a fabulous, fabulous idea.
Okay, so I have done a tiny bit quilting while we've been chatting.
Okay.
Let me just snip this off. And all I've done is start with one of the flowers. So I've put a free motion foot on. That's a foot that kind of pounces up and down with the motion of the needle, and not terribly accurately, but just gone round twice round all of the petals, round the inside, and then put a few little marks off each of them.
Oh, that's
and
lovely.
I would just, to start out, if you were starting out as free motion, that's exactly where I would start, maybe just going round some of the outsides, round some of the edges. And what I'm going to do now is I've just got a really simple silver coloured thread on here. It's one of the Marathon viscose threads. And I'm just going to go around all of them, because you could chop and change for every single bit that you do and really go out there and add lots of colour in. But we're just going to kind of take this right back to basics and get people kind of comfortable with it as a project.
Okay.
And you can get quite a lot of, I mean, these aren't expensive projects, these ones. These are $10.99.
It's a lovely project, but
you can get quite a lot out of it in terms of learning as a project as well.
That's a really good point. But with them being at such a low cost as well, if you're thinking about some new cushions for your home or bags, or suggested maybe popping it onto the back of a jacket or something like that, it's a great idea. It's a great price as well, because they're beautiful designs. They really, really are. Only enhanced by yourself using that free motion on there.
What I will say as well is when you look at the pictures that are on there, I mean, I've kind of crashed straight in with one of those flowers on the top, but what I would normally do is work background to foreground. Because if you think about, especially if you're using different colours, if you think about the fact that if I have a look at this, just this little section here, where I've got that kind of flourish, that kind of leaf flourish at the side there, and then on top of that, I've got butterflies, and on top of that, I've also got those flowers. Now, if you're going to be chopping and changing colours, I would definitely work background to foreground, because you're going to end up stitching the wrong colours on top of each other.
Yeah.
If you're all just doing the same colour, then you can get away with a little bit more.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's really nice, isn't it, adding that free motion. If you don't have a machine, if you wanted to do it by hand...
Oh, absolutely. You could hand stitch it if you wanted to. You could absolutely do that.
You can add elements to this as well. Maybe you've got some old vintage fabric at home, or maybe some lace, and you could cut around the butterfly, for example, and add a little bit of lace on there to really bring it
Yeah,
out.
a little, maybe a few beads,
Yes.
other bits and pieces. Absolutely. I know we've got some other kind of bits of trims and embellishments coming up in some other hours, so definitely keep an eye out for those as well, because they would work really, really well with this.
Remember the happy hour deal that we've got available for you for this hour and this hour only. We'll bring the details up on the screen. These are a lot of fun, they really are. You've got a large print and you've got a small print. It's all like the superhero, pop, boom, bang. And we've got the smaller print as well. The point being, you can colour these in. If you want to leave them black and white, you can do. Chop them up, cut into them. It's going to be entirely up to you, but it's only $9.99 for 1 metre of the comic phrase canvas fabric. It's canvas. So think about making your bags from this as well. Even if you were to cut out part of it and add it as a pocket to your bags. It's a great idea. It's a happy hour price. You're saving £5 for this hour and this hour only. 080694 is your item number. Ooh, a bit of windy pops there. Right, let's take a look at your one-day special. We launch a one-day special every day here on Hochanda at 6 p.m. This is a lovely one-day special. It's a starter kit for you, and you get 5 half meters, and you get the pattern as well to follow to build up a beautiful quilt. You don't have to use them for the quilt. You could take advantage of getting the fabrics and make something completely different. You've got choices. We have got the pink and the green. I'm not quite sure which one's my favourite. This one's green and brown. So this one's green and brown. So beg your pardon, I'll start here. So green and brown. Again, it's more like a mocha colour. It's absolutely delightful. I really like this. And you'll see that you've got elements that work so perfectly together. And have you seen the little bees on here? It's the bees and the flowers. It's the little detail, isn't it? How lovely. So that's your green and your brown. You've then got your duck egg and your cream. Again, we've got bees on here. I'm going to turn this the other way so you can see that. This actually is the favourite in the one-day special. Can you see the little bees on there? Just there? Little busy bee? Being busy. That is proven to be very, very popular. Again, you've got the smaller flowers in there. I think this could be my favourite. I'm not sure. But then you've got your green and your pink, or your pink and your green. Which one do you like, Hayley? Which one's that one? You're just pointing in mid-air. Oh, that one just there. Green and brown. just pointing in midair. And then this is your green and your pink. £24.99 if you want to get hold of that, saving £12.50. Right, so we're moving on because we have the full kit for you. And we're going to give you the options. What I'll do is I'll get Kirsty to grab one of the quilts so I can show you a quarter of the size. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Kirsty. Cheers. So you have got 3 choices here, the same as your one-day special. You've also got the woven weave included in this and the white fabric. So you've got your duck, egg and cream. As you can see there, really like that weave, love that. You've got your pink and your green. Some nice peachy colours in there actually, as well as the cream. And then you have got your green and your brown, but we're saying it's more like a sagey mocha colour than brown. £84.99, but you've got the chance to divide this into 2 payments. You also get the pattern included. I'm just going to move that away for the moment and pop that down there. So I'm going to lift up. This is a quarter of the size from the quilt that you'll make. So I'm just going to ignore me at the moment. There you go. I'm going to lift that up. That is a quarter of what you're making, a quarter. So you could make 4, or you could make the large quilt, which is absolutely adorable. It really, really is. 931280. We're getting busy for this full kit. We are. I think you're thinking about the months after Christmas and thinking about the projects that you can build and create. Well, here we've got one for you, and again, it's from Fabric Freedom. We're calling it Granny's Garden, but it is a nice vintage, modern style. £84.99, saving £27. However, you've got the opportunity to split the cost into 2, 931280. Right, you might want to add some fabric to that. We've got some meters of fabric for you here. And these are the same fabrics that you are getting in your full kit and your one-day special, but here you get to choose by the metre. So you've got that lovely cream and you've got the lovely roses on there, so you've got that nice pattern. You've got the brown with the pink, you've got the pink in there. So if you wanted to get these, maybe add them to your quilts, you can do, maybe add them to other projects because you do like the fabrics that you're getting with your quilt. Maybe make some shirts, maybe make some bags out of these. Absolutely delightful, really, really pretty, especially the ones with the bees on as well. You're getting 1 metre. It's available to you, £12.99. You choose any of them. You can have more than one if you want to. The price will just change accordingly to you. So if you do go for 2, you're saving £6, aren't you? If you think about it like that. 944889 is your item number. Now, I love birds, I do, I really do. So to have something like this, maybe filled with lavender in your wardrobe, be lovely because it would smell nice, but it also look nice as well. Now we've got 2 kits for you. We have got the print kit, which is just here. So you've got some nice blues in there. You've got that nice funky black and white. Oh, that's a bit zany, isn't it? Like that. You've got the stars in there. You've also got the tartan option. You might want to go for both, entirely up to you, but there are 2 different options for you. Only £9.99, and you get the pattern, you get the beads for the eyes, and you get the stuffing as well. You get some ribbon, but you may need some more ribbon because you can make possibly 6 birds out of this kit, would you say, Hayley? I think it's about 6 birds from this kit. So you could make some bunting if you want to. You could make them as little gifts for the grandchildren and maybe embellish a letter on there if you want to. 696614 is your item number, and you get to choose between the print and the tartan. Do like that. Think they're going to fly out the door. Now, calendars, always popular this time of year because we're thinking about the year ahead. Can you believe this? 2020. 2020. Who'd have thought it? Wow, yeah, starting another decade. Where has this one gone? Right, so with this particular kit for £11.99, 482813, you get the wadding, you get that lovely pink fabric, and if you have a look at this, you get butterflies. Can you see that? Isn't that fantastic? I didn't notice that when I first saw this. That is absolutely beautiful. There you go. Beautiful. And you can make 2 pockets to go onto that calendar because you see the trim has got the butterflies around it, and if I take that away, you can see you've got the areas to put the 2 pockets. Do you know what? I'd be tempted to use another fabric for the pockets and use that beautiful butterfly fabric for something else. The choice is yours though. 482813 is your item number, $11.99. Let's have a look at the website. We've got quilting rulers for you. I can't speak tonight. I do beg my pardon. Quilting rulers. Pardon? No, unfortunately, no. I think Hayley did it the other day. Anyway, fabric. We're very busy for the quilt kit, the full quilt kit. It is so hard to say. Try it at home. We're busy for that, £84.99. You are making a great saving on that, and it really is a lovely project to start to work on just after Christmas. And everything we've got in the show today, we're going to deliver in time for Christmas. So that is great news for you, great news. Right, back with Hayley. Oh, don't forget we've got the iron available for you as well.
Hours of fun. It just never gets old, that, does
it doesn't.
It just never gets old. So while you've been away, obviously before you went, we did that single flower there. And then while you've been away, just using that really simple silver thread, I've gone around all of that foliage. And then when I've got to the butterfly, I've done something slightly different. Okay. I've gone really neatly back and forth over each of the wings, but one of the wings, this one in the middle, I've gone over 3 times just to make it that little bit darker, and then back and forth over the body using the same stitching as well. Now you could, if you wanted to put even more in, just put some stitches up on those kind of veins within the wings. Yeah. You could put, you could use lots of different colours. I'm just using a simple silver just to create a really soft outline and the whole lot tone in together.
I like that.
If you wanted to mix up your threads and do more. But the advantage of when we started putting all those kind of quick and large stitches in just to hold it in place means that none of that's moved. I've got no kind of big baggy bits of fabric there. You can see on the back, it will fluff up a little bit, and that's because I prefer to leave my feed dogs up when I'm working, and that's what's fluffed my
But that's going to be covered,
isn't it? But that's going to be covered when you've finished your project. But you can see that means I haven't pushed my fabric into big baggy areas because I've got it in that little grid. So if you don't want to use any adhesives and things to hold it down, that's a really good way to do it.
And they're lovely colours in there. It
is lovely colours in there. And because it's a digital print, there are such a lot of colours in there. You've got the kind of flexibility to pick any of the colours and use it out of it. I mean, those waffle weave fabrics that we've got, could you do stretching?
Yes.
Can't reach. Have a little wander.
Again, we're doing the show on a train.
It feels like that some days, doesn't it?
There you go. Right, these are all individual metre pieces for you, and you get to choose the colour you like.
But if I pull these 3 colours into it, this is the mauve option, and you can see it goes really well with darker pieces on those kind of floral sprays. That's the mauve.
Would that be your backing fabric then?
Could be. You've got a backing fabric that comes with it, but if you wanted to chop and change it, you could. Okay. Or if you wanted to make it the centrepiece of a quilt and then put the other bits and pieces around it, you absolutely could. And then that is your dusky pink, and you've got elements of those colours within the roses, and again some of the bits within this kind of, it's like an acanthus leaf almost, isn't it?
So that was your dusky pink, and then you've got your
peach. And then
peach.
This peach one is a really good match for those butterflies as well. So any of those kind of by the metre waffle fabrics, one of the advantages of this is, although it looks quite a simple print, there's actually 3 or 4 colours in there, which means it's a really good one for if you've got quite a tough match for something, then the waffle weaves are just distracting enough that you can maybe see that you don't have to have that perfect exact match. You can get away with a little bit more with those.
Really do like those. Remember, you've got your choice there. $11.99, 100% cotton and a metre. 464972 is your item number. Now, the block that you're working with there, the fabric with the print on, that is the hummingbird floral option. We've got another option. This is the Baroque Floral Heart. Isn't that spectacular? I do like that, especially with some embroidery on there. And then you've got the pink butterflies, which is here. Isn't that gorgeous? And then do we have the bolster one as well?
I think it's a separate item number.
This is a
that
different
one,
item number, but I do want to show you because take a look at that. That is your birds and your butterflies.
So it's designed to be longer as a bolster cushion, but you absolutely use that as a bit across the top of a bag or across the bottom of a bag, or if you wanted a larger cushion or you wanted to make a table runner or something, because that's longer, it's going to kind of promote using it in that way.
It'd look nice as well if you're making a cover for something like a box, like a vintage box or something.
Or even if you're making a book cover, if you fold it in half, because it's a mirror image.
Journal cover.
Because it's a mirror image, you'll get exactly the same on both sides, and then when you've got it fully open, you get the whole picture.
Very good, I like that. Lots of different options for you to work with.
Right, I'm just doing a tiny bit more on here. I'm just doing one of the bigger flowers, just so we can get a little bit in, because I want to be able to take some of these stitches out to show you that you don't need to worry about those stitches. Once you take them out, it will all iron back into place beautifully.
Now, with the digital prints, it's actually a kit, so it is the front. You've also got coordinating fabric.
You're getting, yes, you're getting the fat quarter of fabric, and you're also getting the batting to go with it as well, so you're getting the whole lot.
It's great value for money, isn't it? So the whole lot to make a cushion if you want to, or anything else really, $10.99, because you can split those elements up. It's fantastic value for money. Again, Secret Santa or a gift for somebody. Everything will be delivered in time for Christmas. 540874 is your item number.
Okay, I'm nearly there.
Have you done all your Christmas shopping?
I've done none of it, Janice. I've done none of it. It's a disaster. I'm counting on some of these next day delivery places to sort that out for me, because I have tomorrow and Wednesday to order things, because I've got to drive back up north on Friday, do all my Christmas stuff in 2 days, and then come back down again.
You need a helicopter.
I do need a helicopter.
Yes.
If anybody wants to offer to helicopter me up and down the country, that'll be fine. Actually, I'd probably be no good, because I'm not a very good traveller.
You're not?
No, I'm fine if I'm driving, but if you put me in a car as a passenger, I don't do well. No, I don't do well. Well, if it's me and my other half going anywhere,
a lift.
We have to go. We have to go in his car, but I'll still drive it, because I don't travel well.
Oh.
I did quite well the other day. I was in a taxi in the back of London, in the back of a taxi in London, but you don't go very fast there, because you can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere these days.
Oh, and oh dear, the tube. No, not meant for that either. I did one summer when I was about 18 or 19 working in London, and that put me off for life. It's more the small person on a tube.
I just close my eyes and then I'm not there.
And then in the summer, when you're at armpit height, it's not a nice place to be.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a picture for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't get on the tube with the basketball player either.
Moving on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just putting some of these, now on the flowers, because they're like a watercolour flower, there's not such clear lines to follow for putting your petals in.
Right,
so you have to use a little bit of artistic license on these, and there's nothing wrong with stopping, cutting it off, just checking where you've been, and then say, oh yeah, right, I need a few more in here, a few more there. So just take your time with that, and I'm looking at this, what I've done so far, and thinking, oh, well, actually, I probably need one up that side to kind of show the edge of that petal. So just nothing wrong with having a little bit of a stop and a start with this. I mean, that's kind of what free motion is all about.
You could put on there, if you've got an image like that that's watercolour, you could put like some organza or some fabric and just lift it up.
Absolutely. Well, I have some with me. We can try that in the next hour, perhaps.
That'd be quite nice.
And just add some bits to it. I mean, you can. What I'll also do is we'll try some different techniques on here. So we'll use some because we've not got long, have we?
No, we've got about 7 minutes left on this show. One Day Special launches at 6 o'clock every day. We've got another live show at 8 o'clock, another live show at 9, 1 and 5 tomorrow, but of course it's repeated overnight.
I'll go in the boot of the car and I will get out I've got loads of different threads in the back of the car, so I'll go and I'll get those out and we'll have a bit of fun playing with some different threads on here as well, because these are such kind of beautiful images. They really don't need a lot, but if you want to put more on there, we'll show you exactly how you can do that.
I really like them. They've got that really lovely vintage but modern vibe that is very popular at the moment.
That's probably going to be about enough on there. So all I've done is I've picked out the odd petals. I've picked out the bits that I can see that are clear. And this stitching here and this stitching here, we now no longer need. Now I would normally have done that in a different colour so I could see what I was taking out. But because I don't want to take all of it out just yet, I'm just going to take a few out here and there, and then I'm going to pass it to you, and if you hit it, have you got some water in your iron?
Yes, I've got a little bit.
It'll vertical steam, so if you just tip it up and press the steam button, yeah, you've got water.
I've got water, and I know how to use it.
Bit giddy. Bit giddy.
Do be careful if you pick an iron up like that and spray any kind of steam into a room. Make sure there's nobody in the room. Don't spray it at people,
I mean
or with pets around you.
That iron is designed to vertical steam as well, though. So, but if you are using it on clothes, that is what it's meant for. It is designed to do that, and you know, maybe it's something you can't iron.
No. And maybe never look at the iron to make sure it's working either. Always have it away from you to test it.
Maybe it's something that is, for example, curtains, blinds that have got, you know, been washed and are creased, and you can't do them lying down. Or maybe it's a garment.Maybe it's a shirt or a jacket that you can't put in the washing machine. And
sometimes
you just want
to give something just a little bit of a
just a little bit of freshen up. Okay, that's the last bit. So where I've had those extra stitches in, you can just see there just a tiny bit of kind of where the needle has pushed apart the threads on the weave of the cotton. So we want to get rid of that, and the best way for me to do that is to give it to you
and I'll give it a
and
quick
just give it a quick press.
Okay.
Okay, give that to
Where
you.
am I pressing?
Just a big flower. Just a big flower, please. And put a little bit of steam on it for me. Splendid. And what the steam does is relaxes the fibres, and then if you have got any little kind of pinholes from where you were using the needle, they'll all go with that little bit of steam. Thank you very much.
Can't stop using this iron, it's fabulous.
Well,
Someone did laugh at me the other day for wiggling my iron as I iron.
Well, you're not supposed to.
Why?
Well,
I've always done it.
It depends on what you're ironing.
Oh,
if
really?
you're pressing things for quilting, and especially if you're pressing certain seams, the wiggling actually will move your fabric. So you're better off with a flat press if it's quilting kind of things. That'll do.
Thank you.
And what I will say is, if you have got, thank you.
Welcome.
If you, this is a viscose thread, so we're fine with that level of heat that we've got on there.
Yes, because we've got it quite high.
If it was a polyester thread, then I wouldn't have the iron maybe up as high, or yes, I would be moving it over the fabric a lot more, so you're not actually going to scorch it.
That looks beautiful.
They've all gone now.
That looks beautiful, doesn't it?
And it does take you a couple of minutes just putting that stitching in there just to hold it, but it's definitely worth it because it just helps you, and you're not having to constantly avoid pins or move it around. It just helps you as you start putting it together.
And you're going to be satisfied each and every time that you take it away from your machine and give it a press as well, whatever iron you're using. I think it's going to look marvellous. Right, let's have a look at
the quilt kit.
The big quilt kit. Let's have a look. Here we go. 931280 is your item number, £84.99. Now I've got a sample just here. I'm going to move.
Do you want me to take the
other
iron? Now the iron doesn't need to go on the ironing board, remember,
No,
because it will
Yep.
put its feet up. You don't have to leave it on the ironing board. Okay, sorry.
I'm just going to move this freshly ironed fabric out of the way.
Have you just ironed all of that?
Yeah, look, the whole lot.
You should bring your washing in tomorrow.
Oh, do you know what? I think I'm going to as well. I've done a lot of washing today. Right, so let me show you this.
I've done a couple of loads of washing today as well.
This is the green and brown
This
option.
one is my
This is in the
favourite.
lead at the moment.
I think it's just quite a modern colour choice. It's kind of quite a vintage colour choice, but quite a modern colour choice. And you're getting that waffle weave, and that was the, do I mean burgundy? I don't mean burgundy. Oh, what colour do I mean?
Mauve.
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 Oh.
Yeah, not burgundy, mauve.
And if you wanted, you've got enough in that kit to do a topper that is 4 times this size.
Wow.
So if you then wanted to add in, you know, a couple of metres of the waffle weave, you could easily use that as backing.
So in the full kit,
Yes.
you're getting enough to make a quilt 4 times the size of this, all 4 quilts.
Yes, it's the
Will
topper.
that cover the back?
Obviously, you'll still need to do your back.
Right.
But it's a quilt topper that is 4 times the size of this.
Or you can make 4 quilts.
That is a whopper.
Yeah, it certainly
is a whopper. That's enough for a double bed.
Yep, and then you can go and have a look at the other fabrics if you wanted to add the back to it as well.
Remember, we said that they design their quilts, Fabric Freedom design their quilts as blocks. So that is one block. Okay, so from there, you can go and you can take that one block, you can just make 4 lap quilts. Okay. You could make 2 together and make 2 kind of single bed size quilts. Yeah. You could put 4 together in a row rather than 4 together as a square.
You could hang one on the wall, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always make nice wall hangings. Well, that's your choice.
Ooh,
You've
wall
got
hanging, matching runner with the other 3. Done.
Yeah, got it. There you go, Flexi Buy as well, saving £27, 2 payments of £42.50, 931280. Head to the website, give us a call, have a look at all the other options available to you. Right, Hayley, you're back again at 8 o'clock with the live show with Alex.
Oh, a bit of Alex.
Yes, having a bit of Alex tonight. And then I'm back with you tomorrow, I think. No, I'm not. Someone else is.
Sad face. I've missed
Never mind.
You've not been here for a while.
I know, but it's been lovely to do the show with you.
Well, I've loved it too.
Thank you very much. And thank you as well for joining us. But please stay where you are because we've got more coming.